I want to raise with you something that's been deeply concerning to me, General Bondi. The 2024 Democrat nominee for vice president actually called federal immigration agents Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo. This is dangerous for our agents, it's wrong, and it cuts against and it undercuts the rule of law. So I want to ask you a series of questions, General Bondi, and if you would accommodate me, I would appreciate it. First, you'll agree when a bill is passed by Congress and signed by the president, it's law, right?
Yes, Senator.
And until that law is changed by Congress, you have a duty to follow it, right? That's what the rule of law is.
Yes, Senator.
So let me read the law. We got it right here.
In a heated Senate Judiciary Committee exchange, a Republican senator pressed Attorney General Pam Bondi on immigration enforcement and respect for the rule of law. The senator highlighted a recent controversy where the Democratic nominee for vice president referred to federal immigration agents as Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo.
On a warrant issued, in this case by the Secretary of Homeland Security, an alien may be arrested and detained pending a decision on whether the alien is to be removed from the United States. That's the law, isn't it? The law on the books passed by Congress that you have to follow, correct?
Yes, Senator.
Isn't it also the law that once an alien is ordered removed, quote, during the removal period, the Secretary of Homeland Security again, shall detain the alien? Is that the law?
It's correct, Senator.
It doesn't say illegal aliens ordered removed should be allowed to roam the country freely, does it?
No, Senator.
I know it doesn't. Here's another law. When an alien is ordered removed, the Secretary of Homeland Security shall remove the alien from the United States. Is there any ambiguity in these words?
No, Senator.
So ICE agents enforcing those laws aren't the Gestapo. They're supporting the rule of law, aren't they?
Yes, Senator.
Is it a crime to obstruct federal agents?
Yes, Senator.
There are left-wing radicals all over the country physically attacking ICE agents. There are sanctuary cities that are interfering with law enforcement. How does the Department of Justice plan to hold those seeking to harm and obstruct federal agents? How do you hold them accountable?
Senator, I believe you've seen what we've been doing during the Los Angeles riots. We came in, if you spit on a law enforcement officer, no longer. We will charge you federally. If you loot a building, we will charge you with robbery under the Hobbs Act. All these people coming in, looting these businesses. They just called it looting and let them run out the door. No longer. You touch a law enforcement officer, we will identify you. We have great technology now. And those people are the ones who have really been wearing the mask and trying to cover their identities. We've been finding them. We have been charging them with assault on a federal officer, and there will be no offers and no negotiations.
Well, think about it. A federal facility, an ICE facility, was under siege in Los Angeles. I mean, certainly, you and the president weren't going to stand by, were you?
Absolutely not.
No, I appreciate that. I'm grateful to you and to President Trump for upholding the rule of law in this case. I want to finish by revisiting a conversation you and I had back during your nomination, because I very much appreciated that. And it has to do with my home state, the city of Memphis, your commitment to come and see us in Memphis to deal with the fact that we've had rising crime. This is a problem across the country. But I'd like to ask your commitment again, General, to deploy law enforcement resources, particularly prosecutorial resources in Tennessee as they're needed.
I know you deeply care about Tennessee and the crime in Memphis and throughout your state, and you have called me numerous times to talk about that, and you care about our U.S. attorneys there, and I welcome talking to both sides of the aisle, working with you on any matters regarding law enforcement. But yes, you care deeply about the citizens of your state, as well as Senator Blackburn, and thank you both for caring so much and your input on our U.S. attorney there.
Thank you, General Bondi, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my home state sometime very soon.
Thank you, Senator.
A statement, he said, endangered law enforcement officers and undermined trust in the rule of law. He then read directly from existing federal statutes that require the Department of Homeland Security to detain and remove undocumented immigrants who have received removal orders. His argument was straightforward. Federal agents are not vigilantes. They are executing laws passed by Congress and signed by the President, and calling them Gestapo is both reckless and dangerous. Subscribe to this channel for more breakdowns of high-profile hearings and political debates. The senator also pressed Bondi on whether obstructing federal agents is a crime, pointing to incidents of left-leaning activists clashing with ICE officers and the rise of sanctuary city policies. Bondi responded by citing the Department of Justice's aggressive approach during civil unrest in Los Angeles. She said, federal authorities have been prosecuting anyone who assaults or obstructs officers, whether it is spitting on them, looting businesses, or laying siege to federal facilities. She emphasized that offenders are being identified through advanced technology, charged with assault on a federal officer, and offered no plea deals. This was meant to demonstrate a strong federal stance against violence directed at law enforcement. For more updates on how immigration enforcement is shaping political battles, make sure to subscribe. The hearing also touched on local crime issues. The senator reminded Bondi of her previous commitment during her nomination hearings to visit Memphis, Tennessee, where crime rates have been a growing concern. He urged her to send prosecutorial and law enforcement resources to the region. Bondi acknowledged his concerns, praised his advocacy for Tennessee alongside Senator Marsha Blackburn, and said she welcomed bipartisan collaboration on crime and law enforcement challenges. This exchange underscored how immigration policy, law enforcement accountability, and local crime concerns are merging into a single conversation about public safety and federal responsibility. Subscribe now for continuing coverage of these hearings and their real-world consequences.